There's like the fine line between being like aggressive sales trainer douchebag and I'm fired up. That's it. I think so quick intro.
Do you want it to be like more intense, or do you want it to be like, hey, like conversational?
It's got to be like a good mix. I mean, like there's like the fine line between being like aggressive sales trainer douchebag and I'm fired up, right? That's it. I think the motion that you want is that we want to disarm all their objections, right? So as you why not to do it, etc. But not in a way that's obvious. It's more like, have you seen 8 Mile?
I have not.
You never saw 8 Mile? You need to go watch 8 Mile.
3 Mile?
No, 8 Mile. But the Eminem's movie, do you know the movie I'm talking about even?
Never heard of it.
Shut up.
Africa!
At 8 Mile, okay, anyway, there's this rap, the last rap battle at the end. What he does is he just calls out, like, instead of dissing other guy, he's like, I'm white, I'm short, I'm this, I'm poor, I'm trash, I'm this. He basically, like, talks all this shit about himself. So it's like, what are you gonna say?
Yeah.
You have nothing now.
Yeah.
And so if you call out all this stuff about cold calling, then they're like, well, I don't have another choice, I guess.
I'm like, how do you actually know
I think it's a great one.
if you are true to yourself? Because I have no idea sometimes.
Well, I think you're answering your question, and this is what I tell myself at least, which is, nobody's perfect. I mean, I think that this is really tough. You know, we talked about this a little bit in our yesterday in our meeting, where we always look for like ways to measure things. We want things to be black and white. We like patterns, and I think that this is one of those things that's very instinctual, and your instincts get better over time. And that's maybe something, you know, when you give your example, that your just instincts get honed over time as to what feels right. And it's, to me, it's a combination of who you are and who you want to be, you know, for a lot of people, and understanding that you're gonna have pitfalls and that you're not gonna be perfect and you're gonna deliver feedback the wrong way, and being okay with not overly judging yourself to where then you can grow, as opposed to just holding it back, which is what I think most people do. That's everyone's number one fear. Number one reason they don't post is fear of judgment, right? Like, that's 100%. He's worried that he's gonna put something out and people behind his back are gonna say like, look at Tom, and Tom's posting some stuff, you know what I mean? Like that's what stops everyone from like hitting send. It really is an emotional decision where you have to be like, do I care? You know, like, do I really care what like Tom in Nebraska thinks? And he's like, Jake, I'm gonna be honest, like when you first started posting, I was like bitching about you to like Max, like what is Jake Dunlap? Like, who is this guy? Like, why is he posting? And I'm like, him. Like, you know, but then over time, they all turn. And over time, they're like, oh shit, like everyone's gonna talk about you, but do you really care? Like, you're trying to, this is about you, be selfish. It's about you building your brand as a marketer. It's about you building your brand as a sales leader, or a designer, or content. Like, you put out an Instagram post, you get 12 likes, like who cares? It's all data points. I look at every single post that I do on LinkedIn as a data point. It's about giving them the courage to do it, you know? Like, and that's what I want for all of you, is like, do not stress about this. Like, who cares? Be selfish about this. Don't do this for Skaled. Don't do this for me. Don't do this for Courtney or Bear. Like, do it for yourself. Like, this is a way for you to stand out. And like Courtney said, like, this is a moment in time on LinkedIn. It is Instagram 2014, 2015, when organic reach could happen. It's the only platform that exists right now. The only social media platform that is like emerging. When I think about authenticity, when I think about being true to yourself or any of this, to me, the most important thing is like how can you limit the number of masks that you wear every day? As soon as you can get that to 1, that's the goal, right? It doesn't matter, and I think, you know, it doesn't matter if I'm interacting with people at the gym, I'm with my wife and family, I'm at work, I'm out with my friends. The closer you get that person to being the exact same person in every single situation, the same way with clients, that you find whatever that niche is where you feel comfortable, that is the end game for authenticity, you know? And God, this stress, I gotta tell you, meaning like the amount of time that we spend trying to think about how you should act in one situation, as opposed to just having kind of a way that you behave just uniformly, it actually makes life way more simple.
Who are you?
I'm
the sales passionate leader.
Yeah, I think, look, I think it's tough to talk about. I think just for most people, it's just tough to talk about yourself, right?
Yeah.
And to do it in a way that doesn't come off as self-promotional, but it's kind of impossible to like not have some elements of that. Well, I think who you are changes too, right? So I think like you got to really try to understand what the things are that are core. What are the things that are actually pride or ego that aren't necessarily core, you know? And as you grow, like you get married, you have kids, or just grow, what's important to you is going to change too. So I just think it's kind of you're constantly kind of checking in with yourself on what's important, what's changed, what priorities have, you know, shifted. So it doesn't have to be fluid. I think too, a lot of times people also get caught up in that too, right? It's like pride where I've always this is me, this is who I am, and it's not. Like there's a lot of that stuff, maybe that was you and you're trying to be someone different now. Like, and that's okay to change and to grow too. So I think who we are is much more fluid than we think it is, and just understanding what's your core and what you want to change or not change now, but also just understand like you're going to evolve as a person over time. I think it's one of those things you don't realize it until you get older. I think it's really tough to tell someone in like when they're 26 that like you're going to be a dramatically different person in 10 years. And I think some people are like, yeah, of course I am. But I think a lot of people are like, I'm going to be the same person. I'm this, you know, but that's just not how it works. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, maybe between like college and like one of my first or second jobs, I think for me, I was very sensitive to getting feedback. Like I felt attacked by it. And I think for whatever reason, like because I felt like, but that's me, I'm this, like that's how I'm gonna do things. And so I was too stagnant to change when people would give me feedback. And I think I just realized maybe I had like a few leaders who helped me to understand like, it's about like, do you care? I think, you know, maybe it was when I was 26 or 27, like, do you care about doing it your way or do you care about being successful? And I was like, well, I guess I care about being successful more than like it has to be my way. The person that I strive to continue to be is someone who, I think that this concept of authentic, to me, like that is one of the most important things. That I can't be the best version of me if I'm not being authentic to what that is. Now, I have plenty of weaknesses, right? I have plenty of areas that I want to continue to grow as a leader. Like for me, I'm one of those people that I grew up with like my sense of confidence and power coming from knowledge. And the kind of, as I progress as a leader, one of the things that I really start to learn is a lot of it now is more about other people's knowledge. And so you have to shut up more, you have to talk less, you have to empower people to do their thing and get out of the way. And although you have to find ways to find your power in silence. You know, for me, I want to be known as an inspirational, authentic human who is able to impact as many people as I can, and sales and marketing is just something I'm super passionate about. Where that goes from here, I don't know, you know, but I think I've got a pretty good understanding of who I am now, where I want to go, what are the things that are probably holding me back from getting there that I can continue to grow toward, and surround myself with people that will give me the feedback and the candor that I need to grow as well too.
Awesome. All right. Yep, we're going.
What's going on, everyone?